body up. Warming the body up. Hey, Grant Cardone here. Hope you're doing well this morning. I want to talk to all of you out there that are thinking about buying a house right now. Maybe you saw one of my videos recently about don't buy a house. Let me explain that to you. Let me explain to you exactly what I mean by that. I'm not saying under any circumstances you would never ever buy a house. However, I am saying to you that if you're trying to get someplace in your life financially, if you're trying to progress financially, many of us were taught to buy a home as a way to save money, as a safe place to put money, park money, so that over the next 15, 20, 25, or 30 years, sometimes when you go to retire, your house would be paid for, and then you would somehow have equity, cash build up in the house, and that somehow would be a way to, one, save money, and two, that renting is expensive and the landlord makes all the money. So just to clarify the point, number one, I would tell everybody watching right now, 99% of the people watching right now, you don't buy a house, okay? The home that is behind me right here is not my home. I'm renting this house. It's expensive to rent it, okay? But it's more expensive to buy it. Let me explain to you. This home's probably, I don't know, 18, 20 million bucks. For me to buy that house, I'd have to put $4 million down and finance the other 16 over 30 years, right? I'd end up with a payment of, I don't know what that is, 300 grand a year plus the property taxes. Instead, what I did was I came here and rented it for 10 days. When I leave here tomorrow, I'm gonna go to Malibu and I'm gonna rent another house. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because look, I'm overpaying for this home, okay? I'm paying too much to use, and that is the key word here, to use this home. My kids are staying here. I have some people that are working with me that are staying here. We're doing a project while we're here. When we leave here, we're gonna go to Malibu and do the same thing. How many homes could you own? A lot fewer than you can rent. So let's talk about the primary place where you live and you raise your kids and you have your marriage. Should you own that or should you rent that? I'm going to suggest to you that the best thing you can do is rent where you live, and own what you can rent to others. And the reason I'm saying that to you is because you can actually grow scale in buying rental properties that you can't in owning homes. Okay, if you're a real estate investor, if you love real estate, if you like houses, if you like property, if you like land, if you like this whole concept of creating wealth through real estate, I can leverage multifamily, multiple units, rentals, and grow that much faster, if you will, than I can buying one home at a time, sitting in it for 30 years and creating wealth. So I rent where I live. I'm renting this place in Brentwood. Tomorrow I'll rent in Malibu. When I get back to Miami, I rent that place in Miami that I live in, and I own what pays me income. Look, a house, the guy that owns this house, he's renting it out all the time. He's making money like that. That's a good investment for him, probably. Okay, I don't know how it works out for him. I know this though. I would rather own, let's say this is 20 million. I'd rather own 20 units in one location, one property address, and rent to 20 different people, because when I leave here tomorrow, this place is vacant. You get it? Unless he's like renewing every 7 or 8 days, this place is going to be vacant. Today I own 4,000 apartments. I started with one single family home, not like this, not as nice as this. I started with a little $78,000 house. I had no clue what I was doing. I mean, I didn't know about the title. I didn't know about inspections. I didn't know about property reports. I didn't know about how to get a loan. Literally had to go to the bank. I knew nothing about anything. I didn't know how to throw paint on the walls. I didn't know where my tenant was gonna come from, and I got lucky. I found a tenant, I bought a house, got a loan on it, $78,000. I put 3,000 or 4,000 bucks down, could barely scrape up the 4 grand to buy the house. I was so excited. I'm like, I'm a real estate guy. I'm gonna be a real estate mogul. This is 20, 25 years ago. And I was so excited because I got a loan, closed on the house, got a loan, found a tenant, 2 girls that rented from me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna make 75 bucks, maybe 100 bucks a month on renting this place. I put $4,000 down. I'm gonna make 1,200 bucks a year, 30% on my money. They're gonna pay my debt down, and everything was great until they moved out. They moved out in October. October I had a payment. November I had a payment. December I had a payment. I was terrified. Now I'm paying, I don't know, whatever the number was. I can't, $700 or $600 or whatever. And I was like, I went from making $100 in positive cash flow to having an outlay of whatever my note was. Why? Because it was one unit and I was dependent upon two girls renting from me. So today what I do, because I learned from that, I sold that house, by the way, broke even. And since then, I have never bought another single family residence. They call it the SFR. I have never bought another single family residence. I don't want to be dependent upon one renter. I don't want to pay for my real estate. You get it? Okay? So what I do today is I look for units, okay? I've started shopping in Houston, Texas, 25 years ago, and I would shop for everything that had 12 units, 16 units, 18 units, 20 units. I'm like, I never want to be dependent upon one person. I don't want to make the payment, right? I don't want to pay for the house. I want them to pay for the property, the land, the improvements, the maintenance. And how do you do that? You do that by buying multi-family, not a single family residence, okay? Commercial properties. Now, let me explain one thing to you. We do a real estate show every Monday from Grant Cardone TV. It's a real estate show, and I cover a topic like this. And most of the time I'm talking about cash flow and gross rental income and net operating income, positive cash flow, what to expect on your distributions to yourself or to your investors, how to get investors, how to buy deals, how to find deals, how to make sense of a deal, how to underwrite a deal. First thing you have to know is this: that is not an investment, okay? That is anchoring money down. That is dead money. Money sits in one house, and if you can't rent it, you have to pay for it, and that's what I don't want to do. You do not want to pay for your real estate. You want someone else to pay for it for you. And the only way to do that, okay, the only way to do that, land's not a way to do that unless you're farming the land and getting revenue, leases from the farmer. Storage units would be a way to do it because you have tenants that are paying to store things in your space. I like storage units. I would stay away from the office space because I think that's going to get disrupted. I would absolutely stay away from the commercial usury for stores and shopping centers, the strip malls. I would stay away from that. I would focus, if I were you, in the beginning on multi-family apartments, rentals, okay? In the $800 to $900 rental range, I think is very, very safe. I think it's a great place for you to be. We look at unemployment today in the United States is lower than it's been in 16 years, but incomes have not gone up, okay? People don't have a lot of money saved. So this multi-family game that I'm playing, 4,000 units today, Cardone Acquisitions owns and controls 4,000 units. We have a positive cash flow of almost $250 per unit, okay? The income is about $1,100 per unit, over 4,000. I mean, do the math on that. It becomes very, very interesting. My first deal was not 4,000 units. My first deal was that single family residence. I sold it, and then my next deal was 38 units. The next deal was 48 units. Next deal was 92 units. And for the last 25 years, I've been accumulating properties. Sometimes I sell them, move on, grab the cash, put it into another deal, avoid any taxes or defer the taxes until a later date. Look, if any of this is overwhelming to you, don't let it be. I'll continue to help you, okay? I'll continue to help you. If you have questions, post in comments. I'll continue to help you by dropping a show every Monday. I promise I'm here for you. I'll help you. I'll do what I can. I know that when I was just starting, I looked for somebody to help me. There was no help. There was nobody that would take the time. I mean, probably didn't have the time. They got their own lives and their own businesses they're running, so they didn't have the time to do it. I want to help you get in this real estate game and avoid the mistakes that I've made, learn from the things I've done right, and help you become a real estate investor. Number one, most important thing I want to tell you is this: do not put your money in a single family residence. If you're selling real estate, sell as many homes like this as you can and get your commission, and take that commission and dump it into multi-family rental properties, not one single family residence. Find an address that has 4 units, 8 units, 12 units, 16 units. And by the way, I'd love to see you wait until you can buy 16 units or 32 units. Save your money, put it aside, be patient and diligent and practice discipline, because the more units you can have on one location, the more you protect yourself against vacancies, okay? I want to help you. I'll do this every Monday for you. All right, post in comments your questions if you like this kind of video, if you want to see more of it, or if there's a specific topic that you need help with, just post in comments and I'll make sure we cover it, all right? And if you want to see what we're doing on our front, how we're building our portfolio out, or maybe you don't want to take the time to shop properties, buy properties, analyze properties, manage properties, if you're an accredited investor or you want to get accredited, I can help you. Go to cardoneacquisitions.com, cardoneacquisitions.com. There's a form there you can fill out, and we'll do our best to get you accredited and show you some other places where you can invest with people that you can trust, that will take care of your money, take care of the property, take care of the management, take care of the future. Imagine if you had 4,000 apartments or 40 apartments. Let's say 40, let's take 40. Imagine if you did the homework, the research, and got your money invested in 40 units today in 2017, and in 2057, they're all paid for. You have 40 units. What do you think the rent's going to be in 2057, right? I mean, this house is going to be worth a lot of money in 2057, but it's still one house, okay? So if you gave me $20 million house today or $20 million apartment building, I ask you, which one do you think will be worth more money 30 years from now? 20 units producing cash flow every month, or one house? This house is going to be worth a lot of money 20 years from now, okay? Or 30 years from now. I guarantee it won't be worth what those 20 units are, much less 4,000 or 40,000. So get in the real estate game. I'll help you, okay? I can only help you with what I know, and I've learned a lot in this space. I want to share it with you. Thanks so much for watching today. Again, if you have questions, if you like it, post like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. And if you have specific questions about how to invest in real estate, post in comments. I will answer. I promise you, I will answer. And remember this, don't put your money in one single family residence. Don't buy a house for yourself. Rent where you live and own the things you can rent to others. Be great.